So, wow, it's so much simpler than we make it. I want to tell you about something. I've noticed with myself, wow, I can get anxious and worrying. I can get so distracted by my own thoughts that I lose time. I lose hours. I lose days. I lose momentum. I lose impetus. I lose focus. And that's the confessional. I'd wager that everyone watching this, with a few exceptions, is going to be saying, yeah, I get that. Me too. And I've realised something, and I want to keep it out of the esoteric. Keep it away from the spiritual / pseudo-spiritual. And I just want to, what I've been doing is stopping when I find that happening and consciously get it out of my head and into my gut. It's hard. It requires a thing called faith. Not faith in anything, anyone outside of yourself, even of necessarily yourself. It's not about faith in something. It's just a faith, and that faith is to let go of the thought. Because in my personal view of this, that panicky thought arises when we're not comfortable and confident in our own ability to handle something. And the natural, I guess, fight or flight impulse arises. Natural sort of, I have to deal with this mentally, arises. And for me, that's anxiety. And it can be major. So, what I've been doing, my practice has been to just get it out of my head and into my gut, and then just sit there. And it's hard. Just be where you are. Because you know it's illusion. You know it is. So you can afford to let it go. And just come into where you were, what you were doing, the peace you had before those feelings of anxiety arose. Let it go. Come back into what's really going on. I can hear Baxter and Sienna playing over next door, happily. And I'm connected to them. I'm part of that. I'm here. They're kicking a ball. The sun is warm on my back. I'm safe. The birds are happy. And I really want to offer this to you all. If you're ever feeling like crowded and concerned, take it out of the head. And you can't think about doing that. It's not a mental process. You can't go, right now I'm going to get it out of my head and here I am doing it. It's actually not, it's the opposite of that by definition. You're actually stopping thinking and just going. It's just a lot. I'm thinking about my belly. And it's meditation. That's exactly what meditation is. And that's when you start to listen. And you start to get a sense of where you are. You get connection to the land. This technique really helps me. Because, you can't think your way into not thinking. You can't mentally get to a place where you're not thinking. It's not doable. I say faith because when you're in that panicked state, especially, you feel like you need to think it through. I know that I do. I feel that I need to think it through. And I could count the amount of times I've made myself go through that process over the last decade or 2 decades. And the number would stagger me. I know it would. Stagger me. Thousands and thousands of times I've done that. And none of them have mattered. None of it's been necessary. That's the realization that's at the core of this. Think about something that, something that bothered you to the point of distraction 5 years ago means nothing now. Less than nothing. Something that kept you awake at night a week ago faded by the next day. None of it matters. To the extent that we're missing out on that. Missing out on quietly being here. And in conclusion, I'll point out all of the people who have been demonstrably effective in life, from Jesus, if he existed, but all of these so-called ascended ones, the Buddhas, the enlightened ones, from them right the way down to Brad Pitt, actors, singers, musicians, people that are visibly, demonstrably effective in life, calm, it stems from the ability to get out of your head and into your gut. Feel the ground you're on. Then what happens is the mind falls into its true role of servant, tool. So an actor, a really good actor, nakedly present. They're present in their belly, breathing. They're not in their head. What that does is it frees the mind up to contain script, character, subtext. And the actor is able to draw from that almost subconsciously. And that enables them to become that character for that period. Because to their experience, they are that character. Because they are so calmly present in that moment. And then they're playfully drawing from that mental material they have about that character, that scene, that role, that movie, that whatever it is they're filming. Same is true for a musician, a really good one. Really super calm, really super present, not in their head. Freeing their mind up for the song, the audience, the performance, the art of playing their guitar, or their instrument, their voice. It is true across the board. And that's what I want to relay to you. Purely because it's helping me, and I have struggled. I've had a hard time over the years, and I'm saying that confessionally because we all do. It's human nature. Hopefully I can help people by sharing what I've learned. Goes a lot deeper too, really. There is a lot more to what I'm talking about. But I do believe that there is a lot to be gained from just simply doing that. And it's helped me in the last 5 minutes. I was freaking out. I was really uncomfortable before I turned this camera on. I was like, And I know it's crap. I know it is. So I can afford to let it go. And come back into that place I was before I was feeling stress. Not forcing it, just allowing the normalcy. Allowing the calm. Just like, come back. And it's almost as if the world has longed for me. Wants me back. Thank you for listening if you did. If you didn't, thank you anyway. And wow, this is really good. Truth is, we're free. It's just allowing that yourself to drop in. And the thing is, when you do it, and then you check back about that thought that was bothering you, you see it from a distance, with perspective. It wasn't such a big deal. It was actually nothing. Isn't that funny? It's funny how you can be afraid of nothing. And when you stop being afraid of nothing, you're afraid of nothing. Hey Bax,
Yeah?
I'm thinking something.
What?
I think that tonight could be the first night where we have our...
Fire?
Yeah, so tonight we're going to have a fire and there will be film of this wondrous event. And yeah, that'll be nice. So we've got all the wood, everything ready, so we'll have a crackling, friendly, warm fire and the nice autumny weather that we have. This is when I start to feel groovy. Great. Woohoo! First fire of the season.
Yay.
This is a offcut from a guitar body I made. Going in the fire. So is that. And there it is, man. The first fire of the year. I do love it. I gotta admit, I do love it.